Hi, I'm Jenny. Welcome to my channel where we focus on using ordinary materials to make beautiful things. It's another Motivational Monday. Yay! So today we have, oh, that's not quite dry. Oh, that's okay. We're not working on that page today. Today we're going to be working on this page. And if you were with me last week, you remember that I used a coordinating napkin in the background to kind of go with the dress, and I just looped it over. And it was very bright, and I liked the bright, but having done a super bright one last week, I didn't want to do another one this week. I wanted to do something different. So today I'm gonna scoot this over a little bit. So I had gone through and just kind of put a coat of silver paint in the background. Just to cover things up. You can still see a little bit of the color if you kind of move the page. I'm not sure if it's showing up on camera. I had put down some washi tape to cover some seams and that kind of stuff, and I put washi tape on the back of the things that are sticking out, and I just kind of coated it all with silver, because the quote I found to work on today is, everything you want is on the other side of fear. And I was actually in a class yesterday. I'm taking an online business class, and the class I was in, we were talking about dealing with fear when you are operating your own business, and the fear of putting yourself out there, and the fear of doing something different, and the fear of failure, and the fear of the unknown, and the fear of making a mistake, and all of those fears that we all carry around. Not just in a business, but in our daily lives. You know, we are afraid of doing things for fear of looking foolish or doing it wrong or something like that. So I've been thinking about that a lot, and I think this is true, that we have to learn to face those fears, to overcome that fear in some way, and it could be, by making a journal spread, encouraging yourself, reminding yourself that everybody fails, that the only failure really is the failure to act, to me. So, and we all fail, and it happens to everybody. But, so I was thinking about that, and I was thinking about how to maybe do a visual representation of that. So my idea was to do something kind of black and white in the background, because I feel like fear takes the color out of everything. We see it as black and white, pass or fail, good or bad, yes or no. Whereas it's really not. You can fail a little bit but not fail completely, or you can fail totally and not fail in a different way. So I thought that would be something I wanted to do with this, but I didn't really want it to be completely black, which is why I put in the silver, because it masked a lot of that stuff, but it didn't turn it totally black or totally white. So my thought is, with this quote, is I want something black and white or in the background, and then I want like a face or something on top of it, and we can do some bright colored things to it. We can do some drawing on it, that kind of thing. So I thought I would start with a stencil, and then I thought I would just kind of stencil over. I would do the stencil in black. Let's see, trying to figure out the best way to make it fit most of the page here. I thought I would do it in black, and that would give us a good dose of the black, kind of without necessarily blacking out everything. Maybe that way, I think. So let me stick a sheet under here to protect what's underneath it a little bit. So that's kind of my thought of where I'm going. Is I want that kind of suggestion of black and white in the background without being totally black and white, because I really like color. So let's just stencil some black over the top. these little pieces move on this. I love this stencil, but if you kind of do the swirl on these little arms, they move around a little bit. So I like to swirl when I stencil, but I always have to stop myself from swirling on those little pieces because I don't want them to move. So I'm going to do kind of the pouncing method on those. We'll kind of swirl out here around the edges. I like the swirl because I feel like it gives me better coverage. These are small enough that they're connected close enough that they don't really move like the other ones do. But these kind of tend to move a little bit, and especially if the page isn't exactly flat, and of course mine's not, because it's got lots of stuff underneath it. I'm going to kind of go out around the edge there. Kind of get a little black on that. I had, put some washi tape and stuff down thinking that I would just kind of let it be colorful. But then in looking at last week's layout, I didn't want it to be kind of a repeat of that, so, the worst case scenario, you just cover it up with paint. At least that's my motto, is, you can cover a multitude of sins with paint. You can always paint over it. If you don't like it, just put some more paint on it. Just keep putting paint on it, or decoupage on it, or something. Just put something over it until you like it. Because it's just paper. Worst case scenario, you put stuff on it and you still don't like it, you can just glue another piece of paper over the top of it and start over. It's not, it's not super precious. Okay, I need to move that in a little bit here. I don't want to move my stencil. Maybe I should have gotten a bigger sheet of paper to put under it. And of course, I'm always a little sloppy with the paint, and I have gotten paint on my manicure already. Which is not a big surprise. But I don't want to get black on that page that's showing a little underneath there. Fingers are sticking to it. I always have sticky fingers. Sticks to the paint, sticks to the glue. Just a little more paint. I do think it's going to be pretty though, because the design is going to show through in the silver, like almost like a silver lining on a cloud, right? Because fear is kind of a cloud. Get a little black up here. So it kind of goes. Let's see. There's a page under there that, okay, well, I guess that's it, and that's okay. I mean, we've got the page, but I was just trying to pick it up so that I could get the edge without getting it on my blue my blue page underneath, so maybe just a little bit here. All right. I didn't want to get any of the black on this blue page that we did a couple weeks ago. So, oh yeah, so I like that. Okay, let me dry that with a heat gun, and then I will be back and we will choose an image. So let me get this going here. Shouldn't take too long. Okay, I am back, and I have some images that I had kind of pre-selected a few to try out. And so I thought I would just kind of hold some up here, take a look see how it looks on the back of this. I'm really liking this, and I like that it kind of goes out over those edges that are kind of wonky. Makes it look a little jagged and wonky, you know. Fear is a little jagged, right? So a little bit of color coming through here from underneath, but it's not a big deal. So I have this one, which I like because I like the bright colors on this headband thing that she's wearing with all the flowers and some bright colors here. So I think that's cool. Maybe we'd outline in some red and put some little bit of glitter lipstick on her and some jewelry, that kind of stuff. So I like that one. I like this one too because I feel like she's kind of contemplating the idea of fear. And we could add some pops of color. Again, I'm thinking about outlining in like red or something like that. Maybe yellow, maybe a yellow paint pen or a red paint pen. And you know, and then doing some things on there. So that one fits really well. I love this one because I really love this hat that she's wearing, but I think it might be a little small. I like this one too. Takes up a little bit, it would take up a good deal of the page. I suppose we could write around this way, or maybe we could just put it on a piece of paper and put it across the top underneath. That might be okay to put the quote on there. I do like this. Again, she's got on some bright colors here. This is black, so we could, you know, we could do some color on here. Outline it maybe in white, put some red polka dots, you know, maybe do something to her glasses, give her some blingy jewelry here. Could add some jewelry to her wrist and her ears. So I think there's some chances of that as well. And then there's this one that is another one of those with the beautiful hat. But I think maybe the black hat is too much black with that. I had another one over here. I had some others that I thought were too big, but then I'm looking at this one. Yeah, I'm just thinking not. So I had actually set aside, I had quite a few more and set them aside. So let's just flip back through. That was too small. No. I had considered this one because I thought we could put it all the way to the side and then write down the side beside it. And I did like, even though she's wearing black, I thought it would be good because we could outline it in a bright color. And she had all these pearls and jewelry and stuff, which I liked. So I don't know. I mean, I suppose we could move her over here and have the kind of wonky bits here. I don't know. Let's see. Okay. That one. Back to that one. I think I'm actually leaning towards this one. I like that this is bright. Maybe we could pick up pink and yellow and do some polka dots and give her, since she's not wearing any jewelry, that will give us an opportunity to put some cool jewelry on her. Okay, let's get her stuck down. And then I will gather some embellishments. Helps, I guess, if I put a thing under it. I will gather some embellishments to dress her up. I think I'm going to try the paint markers again. Sometimes my paint markers seem to work well and sometimes they don't. So I struggled with one of the white ones I had, but then I have some other colors that seem to work really well. So maybe it's just that pen, or maybe it's user error. I don't know. I had come to that conclusion previously that it was just user error. All right. Let's get that good and push down with the glue. All right, so I will be right back. Let's see, I'm still trying to decide. Should we, I don't know, should I get a piece of paper to write it on? Maybe something this way. I don't know if it was about this big. It might be a good size. Something about that, even the size of a Post-it note there might be a good way to go. Right. And then we'll draw on her, or should we just write it across the top? Everything you want is on the other side of it. I don't know. I'm thinking maybe I want to write it across the top, but I'm concerned that the pink's not going to show through with this. So maybe a piece of paper up here. All right, let me grab a few things and I'll be back and we'll decorate her. Okay, I'm still not sure about whether to write that across the top or not. So I thought I would go ahead and grab a paint pen and try to do some outlining here, and we'll see how the outlining looks. And then once we know how the outlining is going to look, we'll know whether or not, you know, we can write it. So let's try the pen. I think the yellow is working okay. All right, let's see. I was hoping. Oh yeah, see, that seems to be working well today. So the paint pens I have are from Thule Art, and I had really struggled with some of them. The white ones I really struggled with, so I don't know why the white ones didn't really want to work for me, but I just had trouble with the white and the black. But the colors, I went back the other day and messed with them, and the colors seem to be working much better. So I'm not sure if there's just something with the white and the black, or, I mean, they're all in the same set. You would think they would be okay, but maybe it's just me. And it is very possible. Okay. So I do like the idea of something bright over the top here, so I am going to kind of go back and give it another coat just to make sure it's nice and dark. Excuse me just a minute, and let me answer my phone. Okay, I'm back. It has been Grand Central Station around here. Do you have days like that where your phone just rings and everybody seems to want something from you? So it's just been one of those days, and I was just going to put a second coat of this on here, which is probably, you know, maybe fortuitous that the phone rang to give it a chance to dry, but I just wanted to make sure it was really opaque, that black and silver behind it. I think it is. That seems to be good. I think I'm going to go ahead and use some of the yellow here, though. I want to give her a little collar here. Maybe a little pointy little collar, just to give her some color. if I can manage to replicate how that looks. Fill it in a minute, maybe fill it in a little better. Kind of a little Peter Pan collar. I think that's what those are called. There we go. Give her a little collar. Maybe some buttons. I really like, you know, doing the whole kind of cartoony kind of look on the pictures like this. It's just fun. Just makes them kind of silly. They don't look nearly as serious because, you know, the models always look serious, right? She's, you know, I get it, I guess. I mean, serious look, but, you know, I don't want it to be too serious. Yeah, I think you can take things seriously without being too serious about them. And this is kind of elasticy over here, so we'll kind of do that. And give her some, just kind of outline those wrinkles there. Trying to be careful not to dip my hand in that paint. I do that all the time. I do something with paint and then I think it's dry and I just dip my hand right in it. I do think we're gonna have to give that a second. I think I'm gonna hit it with the heat gun here. Let it dry and then do a second coat because this is just so much more opaque here. Let's give it another coat just so it's nice and opaque. That looks better, doesn't it? There we go. I like that. That looks better. I don't mind it not being so opaque on the arms over here. Although I might go over those again just to brighten it up. I really just want really bright, opaque kind of contrast because of the black background. I want this to be really definitively yellow against that background. I just think that's going to look a little better here. Let's fill it in. Still not really sure how we're going to do that wording across the top. Let's see, what do you think? Should we use yellow around her eyes and stuff, or should we pick up a different color here? What else do we have? Just kind of a pinky. Let's see if that one, get that one to work. Like I said, some of them are working better than others. I really want this to be, because to me that black and white is kind of the fear, I want this to be really bright and colorful, so I am not too concerned with, you know, using colors that, like, we might go ahead and put pink on her hair and pink on her lips and, you know, pink around her glasses or something like that. Or maybe we'll take some of that yellow up there if I can get the pink to work. Oh, it looks like the paint's coming. Well, it looks like we're almost there. I said, but okay, see, now I say this is going to work, and then I have one that doesn't want to work. Paint doesn't seem to want to go down. This is what's happening to me, is the paint gets part way down onto the tip, but it doesn't go the rest of the way. So there's like paint on the sides. You can see the paint. It just doesn't seem to want to go down to the tip. Keep trying here. We'll give it another minute or two. Well, I won't give it that long, a few more seconds. Maybe we'll get it. Just pressing. Oh, maybe we got it. Yeah, maybe. Let's give it a try here. So, okay, try not to smudge my yellow down here. So I'm thinking that if I go in with the pink, maybe I'll need to go back. See, it gives me a little bit of paint, and then it takes it away. I'm thinking I can go back with like a black pen and add the outline back in. So just kind of coloring. Okay, this pink is not working very well. It's running down the sides, but it's not giving it to me on the tip here. Well, maybe we can use the side. See, I've got it on the sides, but then it doesn't want to just flow to the tip. I don't know why I keep trying to use these paint pens. Beginning to think that I'm just silly for, you know, I think they're going to be okay. I get them out and I mess with them and they seem to work, and I think, oh, that's going to be okay. And then I turn on the camera and do a project and they don't seem to work. I mean, that's fine. I really just kind of wanted some pink in her hair there. But I don't think I'm going to try to outline her glasses with that pink. I think I'm going to go back to the yellow. I'm going to let this dry and then go in with a black pen and try that, I think. I think I am going to use the yellow to go in for her glasses here. Kind of Elton John looking, isn't it? Maybe we'll add a little more here. Make them a little thicker, I think. I like the idea that one is kind of a different shape than the other. That's kind of fun. So let's see. Should we go ahead? I don't know whether to go ahead and outline the rest of her in yellow. We kind of have a little bit here with her hand and that kind of stuff. Maybe just a little. Okay, I'm thinking I might want a little bit thicker line out around her in general. Yeah, this is one of those days I'm just kind of playing with it just to see where it goes. You know, some days I kind of have in mind where something, you know, should end up. And I have an idea of how it should look in the end. And some days I kind of have an idea of where it should start, but I don't really know where it should end. And days like that, I tend not to do, I don't know. I think maybe I'm a little more self-critical on those days. Like those days I'm like, oh, why did I do that? And, you know, and so I'm just trying to kind of go with the flow today. So I can tell you the phone call I just had was a little upsetting. So I think I'm just trying to work through that right now. And hopefully you guys know what I mean by that. It's like you have phone calls, things happen, you know, that just kind of upset your flow. You're doing okay, and then you're going with the flow, and then suddenly somebody calls, something happens, whatever. And it's not the end of the world. It's not, you know, it's not that. It's just not what you had envisioned. Okay, so I think we need to write our quote, but I also think I need to probably dry this because I'm going to smudge it. So again, I'm going to hit it with the heat gun, and then we'll put the quote in, and then we'll put some bling on. I think, you know, some bling on a collar and the buttons, and down, you know, down here, maybe her ears for earrings, and maybe around her glasses. I mean, I think we need some definite bling here to make it better. So let me dry this really fast. All right, let's see if we can write that quote. Everything you want is on the other side of fear. Okay. Let's see if I put something under here to help even it out. It is, I do have something here that's dimensional, so I feel like I'm still sticking here. Yep, it's not dry, still wet. Just trying to make sure I don't smear what we already have, which I have done before. Okay. everything you want is on the other side. Now let's see, should we put of fear or of fear or of fear? Should we put it here, here? Like, I don't know. Everything you want is on the other side. I think we'll put it here. Of fear. Okay. And rather than, I think, try to outline the letters, just gonna kind of set it off here. We'll just kind of connect it with that box. I think that's okay. Everything you want is on the other side of fear. Let me go up a little bit here. I'm gonna let that dry. I don't think we're gonna need another coat, but another coat might be helpful. I wonder if we just put a little bit thicker box. Just kind of want it to be part of the outline around her, maybe. Maybe just fill that in. I like the idea of the yellow kind of being, you know, light emanating from her, maybe. You know, the yellow is the light that staves off the fear, right? Okay. I brought some variety of bling. So I did think I was going to like yellow, so I've got some yellow jewels we could put across the top of her glasses, maybe. Oh, what else do I have? I brought kind of some silver and gold stuff. I have these. We could give her a bracelet and earrings. Ooh, I have some. We could do a bracelet and earring out of, you know, like some of this. We could give her some little drop earrings. That might be cool. I've got this. This would make a cute little bracelet and earrings too. We could go this way. Couple. I think I like that. I think I like that idea better for the bracelet and earrings. I definitely think I like the yellow. Let's set that aside here. We're going to need a little more of that, I think. So, get a longer piece. I think her sunglasses definitely need some bling. Maybe just across the top here. Like some of those Gucci sunglasses, right? Oops. Oh, I've gotten it stuck. That's not good. Two little pieces across the bridge of the nose. No such thing as too much bling, right? Wouldn't be a Motivational Monday if I didn't say that, would it? We could put some on the side over here too. There we go. And I think I like the idea of using this, maybe 2 rows of this on her wrist here for her bracelet. So these, you know, the jewels and stuff I use all came from like Dollar Tree. I don't pay very much for them. I just can't bring myself to pay very much for little embellishments like that. As much as I love them, you know, if I paid very much for them, I think I would spend all my time thinking they were precious instead of just plopping them everywhere, which is really much more my style, is to plop them everywhere. Let's see. I don't know what I've done with my towel. I think I actually put it in the laundry. That's shocking, because the one from my studio seldom makes it to the laundry. Let's see. 1 or 2 rows hanging down. What do you think? I think 1, and then maybe a little jewel at the top to where it's attached. Like her ears right here. Like that. I don't know, do you think we need a jewel at the top? Should we put something at the top? I have some of these. Oh, those would be good maybe. Let's see what I got here. Yep, I have some of these. What about like a single gold one here within that below it? I think that would look good. These have their own sticky. So there. And there. Oops. Picked it back up. Helps if you don't pick it back up. Okay. Just a little dab of glue here. I am using my art glitter glue. I think when this is gone, I will probably go back to the 3-in-1. Just because it's easier to get. And it works really well too. The art glitter glue works well, don't get me wrong. It's just, if I want it, I have to order it. And I don't necessarily want to order it. If I can just get some. I have quite a bit left though, so this was a large bottle, and it has lasted me a long time, I can tell you. It's, you know, it doesn't take very much, and I have used it, you know, quite a bit, so. Oops. So we got a little swing on this one, which I like a little movement to it. That's good. Okay, so does she need a little something along there? Should we put a little something on her collar? That, or would we be happier with some bling there on her collar? Maybe back to the what we've got on her sunglasses. I think that might be nice. So, you know, can't stop. If there's someplace else to put a jewel, I am going to put a jewel. Because it makes me happy. And I know some people are like, oh, way too many jewels, way too much bling. But the jewels make me happy. You know, and you should do what makes you happy in your journal. So if jewels make you happy, use them. If it makes you happy not to use them, don't. You know, but you should do what makes you happy in your journal. Because that's the point of your journal. Yep, I have just managed to scrape a little bit of the yellow paint off there. Just going to touch that back up. There too. All right. I think we're, oh, I was going to get a black pen and do her mouth. So let me grab that really fast. Here we go. Just discombobulated. I'm losing what I'm doing here. I say that and I got one that doesn't write. Okay. Never fear, I have more. All right, that seems good and dry. Now I kind of feel like I want to outline some of the other things. Okay. Now I've really devolved into the realm of silliness here. But that's okay. Because it's just a journal spread. Right? What do we think? Is that enough? Thinking about doing some of her maybe just a little clean up here. All right, I think we're just gonna have to stop there. So I'm not sure it's my favorite one ever, but you know, sometimes I love them and sometimes I don't, and hopefully you played along and had some fun and did something fun on yours. I see I skipped the inside here. So hopefully it was at least fun, because you know that's the idea, is just to have some fun with it. So I hope you enjoyed your time with me today. Until next time, remember, use what you have to make your life more beautiful. Bye.